A very good evening to everyone here on this Monday night. I'm Ryan Hill with you in the booth. This is Sim Race South Africa. I have with me Nick Hodgson. How are you doing tonight, Nick?
Good evening, Ryan. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. We are, of course, in the 2024.2A season GT3 tonight, and we are at Suzuka for round 2.
Yep, absolutely. As you can see from the footage in the background, any keen drivers are familiar with a lot of famous corners here. Bringing up the circuit map as we speak. We are at Suzuka Circuit, of course. So Konnichiwa, and we're going to be racing tonight at the simulated 5 o'clock in the morning. A little bit of sunrise, and there's some wet weather forecasted as well, Nick.
Yeah, looking forward to that very, very much. This track gets extremely interesting in the wet. Lots of overtaking opportunities. Less so potentially in the dry. You really got to line stuff up nicely in the dry to make a clean overtaking opportunity. But certainly the wet brings out all sorts of opportunities for these drivers. And of course, we'll see possibly what the Mustang's going to be like today in the wet for the first time. So look out for, in terms of overtaking opportunities, turn 1, of course, first turn. That is definitely a great opportunity. If you come out of the final chicane really well, you can generally get up the inside, slide the car up the inside, and then get that move done into turn 2. When you go through your S curves, that's basically, you're just trying to hang on there, really. It's the kind of place where you can make up a lot of time with your overall lap time, but not necessarily make a move on someone through Dunlop Curve and into Degner. Again, it's a bit of a following, but yeah, lots of opportunities here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And just while we bring up the weather forecast on screen, I can tell you that with the practice server right now, it's actually somewhat dry. The track is reporting as green. It's not damp or greasy or anything, and it's just overcast. But of course, these conditions can change. It's a variable weekend, and as we'll head into qualifying very shortly, it very well may change, especially if it's overcast. As you can see from the weather on screen, there's a 20% chance of rain. Cloud cover is at 40% with a little bit of randomness chucked in there as well. 24 degrees is the ambient average temperature across the entire race weekend. Being early in the morning, I expect that to be a little bit colder initially. And also just bringing up on screen right now the championship standings, which seeing as we're technically in round 2 race, or round 1 rather, we're going to need to be redoing at the end of the season, just from the bot that was not loaded correctly. But so for now, I've brought up the drivers list essentially for the entrance for tonight, that you can see the 15 drivers on track and how they ranked according to our simracing.gp system. I'm expecting only one driver to not be in tonight. Roxanne Bartle has queued up a skip around, so hopefully all other 14 drivers will be able to make it in tonight, and we'll have a good race on our hands. The HLQ times, so essentially what this is just going to be showing you now is the lap records at Suzuka by these very 15 drivers and what they're capable of. At least last time out we were here on Suzuka. And Hannes van Veek has the fastest lap with a 1:59.43, followed very closely by Hardest Boyser and Sean Bingham. What might be interesting is that I think these lap records were recorded, you can see the date column, a lot of them are recorded last year, which is I think before we were running the box system. So
yes, I think it was.
Take these lap times with a little bit of a pinch of salt, and there's obviously a new contender among them, the Ford Mustang. So yeah, very interested to see how things play out tonight, but potentially on screen are some of the favorites that could be in it tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Very keen to see what these guys can do out here tonight. And yeah, certainly expecting, obviously we're going to have a new lap record for the Mustang, but certainly the BOP system is going to play a big portion in those lap times, and of course the track conditions tonight. I really highly doubt we're going to be seeing anybody setting super quick qualifying times, yeah, given what we're expecting from the conditions. The drivers I was chatting to before the race were saying they haven't even seen an optimum track yet all week long from a practice point of view. So yeah, I would be very interested to see what they can do in qualifying.
Absolutely. But before we get to that, qualifying is around the corner. I'm going to run the Hot Lap Guide today, which is brought to you by James Baldwin. and in his McLaren. So enjoy.
Hey guys, James Baldwin here, driver for Jensen at Team Rocket RGN in the McLaren 720S GT3, and I'm going to take you on a lap of my favourite circuit and a fan favourite overall, Suzuka. And just going into turn 1, you need to trail brake like crazy, down to 3rd gear and then 2nd for turn 2. You want a short shift on the exit. This section in a GT car, it's so tricky because GT cars stop and start really well. They've got a lot of power and good braking ability, but their cornering ability is not as good. So it's not like on the F1 game where you can just go left to right like nobody's business. It is a real challenge in this car. Hug this right hander nice and tight, down to 2nd, then up to 3rd again for Dunlop. You want to carry a lot of speed through Dunlop. It's uphill. It's got a fairly long section after it, so you can carry a lot of speed through here and gain a lot of time. Coming up is my favourite section of the entire circuit, Degner 1 and Degner 2. A lot of curb on Degner 1, run it out wide, and then a late apex for Degner 2. And you can run the exit quite a lot. Be careful though, you can easily get an off track, which will invalidate your lap time. And then going into the hairpin, brake in a straight line, down to 1st gear, get the car stopped, almost stationary at the apex, which seems ridiculous, but get on the power straight away. Don't let the traction control kick in, because that will cost you a bit of lap time. And then this next long right-hander, hug it tight, just to save the minimum distance you're travelling. Coming up to Spoon Corner, a very tricky corner at the best of times. You want to brake down to 4th, trail brake in, down to 3rd, run the car out wide on the curb, late apex for the exit of Spoon, because you've got a really long straight down to 130R after that, and it's all about the exit. And this is obviously all on the Intercontinental Pack DLC, which will be coming out on the console version of ACC on June the 23rd. So keep an eye out for that, guys. So coming up to 130R, a really tricky corner in a GT. A little lift down to 5th gear. Use the curb on the exit and then get the car set up for the final chicane, brake in a straight line down to 1st, curb on the inside for the right and the left, hold a bit of throttle on mid corner and then hug the right hand side the whole way to the finish line just for the line of least resistance. And up to the line we're going to set a 1:59.9, so a fairly solid lap, definitely beatable. I want to know what you guys can do. Leave them in the comments below. Use the McLaren as well, so it's a fair comparison, of course. Sub to the Assetto Corsa channel as well. Like the video if you liked it. Hopefully there'll be more content like this, and I do have my own channel as well, James with 3 A's. But just so you know, guys, if you want this track and the other Intercontinental tracks as part of the DLC, then make sure you pre-order ACC for console, which comes out on June 23rd, and you'll get this content for free. So yeah, I guess for this time, that is the end of the video. Until the next time, I'll see you soon.
Right, that was James Baldwin. Thank you very much in the McLaren, and we have 6 over into qualifying. So now we cut live, and I'm going to switch on the broadcasting overlay, and here we can see out of the gates currently trackside with James Stroud, and he's out in the McLaren that we've just seen from James.
Yeah, looks like everybody is out on track trying to get a lap in early doors. Track is fast, so at least these guys should be able to put in a half decent lap time straight out the box. 27 degrees and 32 on track, 27 air of course, 32 track. No one's put in a lap as yet, but of course, as I said, we're only a minute and a half in. It takes a while just to get around here. Threat of rain. Just looking at the radar there, Ryan, I don't see any rain.
If I'm reading those clouds for now, yeah. So in the top right views, you've got essentially 3 little symbols of it currently showing clouds. The stopwatch is essentially what's happening right now. And then you've got a 10 minutes time and a 30 minutes time projection. We've got 13 minutes left of quali, so I think this is actually going to be a dry session throughout. And the track grip level is currently reflecting as fast. That's by no means optimum, but yeah, it's definitely dry.
Yeah, these drivers going to be, I think a lot of them going to be very happy for that. Get some dry weather running in. I don't think we'll see the track go optimum in that time though. In 12 minutes, I'll be surprised. And if it does go optimum, then you can be sure that whichever driver or drivers are able to get over the line with a small number of seconds left on that clock and put in one final flying lap right at the death on fresh tires, there's going to be a massive advantage for them. So we need to keep an eye on that track condition for sure.
Definitely, this track is going to be progressing all the time, right up until the final flag is waved for the end of quali. But for now, we are out on board with the Blackout Sim Sports team. Seems like they are leading the pack out the gates. We've got Martin Kronevold currently on board. Just in the foreground there, we saw Ross Bartle, I believe, as well. This is interesting. I'm seeing Roxanne Bartle, assuming the tower has it correctly. Yep, that's Roxy's pink and white Mustang. I last saw she was taking a skip round, so maybe she changed her mind and shuffled things or freed up her schedule. But yeah, both Bartles are out on track. Good to see.
Great to have the rally duo out on track as we so often do. Martin was talking to me earlier today though, and saying he's had very little time to get to grips with this Mustang around Suzuka. Of course, he has raced around here with us a few times now, but never in the Mustang, and he's never had a particularly strong showing at Suzuka. Always been a track he struggled with consistency and making mistakes. So we'll have to see how Martin does tonight.
Here comes Mark Leroux across the line to set a initial benchmark. Anyway, it's pretty much a 2 minutes dead, and a couple of other drivers filing in behind him. So for now, holding onto that provisional pole, but I expect this lap time to drop quite a bit still.
Fairly decent lap time there from Mike Leroux. Bear in mind, again, track's still fast. We're not in optimal conditions by any stretch of the imagination. Jeremy de Villiers 1.7 seconds behind. And then you see Brett Procamp, who we are used to seeing towards the top of the field, and he's coming in, slotting just behind Jeremy, 2/10. Remember last round out, we saw Jeremy and Brett having an absolute ding-dong battle out there. Jeremy in the Ferrari, Brett in the Mustang, of course. So Ford versus Ferrari. Is that going to resume today? We'll have to see.
Certainly a battle for the ages. So most drivers coming around to put their bank laps in. Just having a look at Martin Kronevold rounding. Ooh, a little bit quickly on exit there.
I'm guessing he cut the track. He was actually saying to me that he struggles with track cuts here. And he finds it very, very easy to do so. I think the Degners are particularly easy for you to cut. And then I'm trying to remember what that sort of medium speed left-hander towards the end. I think Martin might be coming up on it now. This corner here, I can never remember the name of this corner, but this left-hander, it's very easy to run wide over these curbs and get a track cut there. So Martin clearly getting one last lap, which is why you don't see a lap time for him, despite him being, first out on the track and first to set a quote-unquote flying lap, not that it counted. So Martin van Rensburg, Mark van Rensburg, I should say, sorry, very, very quick last time out. Remember, he was doing extremely well in that Lamborghini in our first running on for 2024.2A, or our first attempt anyway, last time out at Watkins Glen. And at the Glen, he was extremely quick. And once again, showing some pace, although just being bumped down into third now as Ross Bartle desperately trying to get under the 2 minute mark, not quite managing it, going back to pits now, but 0.03 of a second separating Mike and Ross at the moment, with Mark
so close.
behind. Yep. Looks like Hannes van Wyk has now slotted in behind, so we got Ford 1, 2, 3, just a tenth and a bit separating the top three Fords. With Mark in fourth position now, very, very close behind, and doing another lap time, coming over the line, improving by a tenth, Mark van Rensburg in that Lamborghini. Great to see him giving it absolutely everything. I'm going to imagine he'll do one more lap and then go in for some new tires. We'll have to see how he pans out. Getting a little bit squirrely.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. Hadn't quite made those S's. It's you can get a bit of time there. There's a definite optimal line, but if you get off the line slightly, you're going to lose a lot of time out there. Sean Bingham, is that a custom livery on his Ferrari?
I think it might be.
So it's looking really good. I like that blue a lot.
A very nice striking pattern as well. It might be a stock one. I see Kessel Racing, but certainly quite a good one.
Still, I like that blue. Very nice to see a Ferrari in blue. Don't get that very, very often. But Sean Bingham, also somebody expecting to do quite well. Remember, at Watkins Glen, he was leading the race for a lot of the race before. I think a mistake put him back into the clutches of Ross. And then it was the power of that Mustang down the straight that just kept Ross ahead of Sean. So we'll have to see if Sean can come back tonight and really bring the fight to Ross and the rest of the Mustangs.
That was quite an epic matchup 2 weeks ago we had with the Mustang. Stereotypically had the legs on the straights, but the Ferrari was just so much quicker in any of the corners. And it was a very good matchup between the two.
Martin Honevolt out for another session. Currently in 14th position in Div 1, so it looks like Martin is last. But remember, there are 2 other divisions at SimRace SA, and so all these guys definitely the cream of the crop at the moment for GT3 racing. And if you think you can do better, or join them, or are just keen for a lovely time, great battles to be had here, SimRace SA, just hop on over to simracesa.co.za and come join us on Discord. You'll find all of the links to sign up for the championship. It's never too late to join, especially as we have quite truncated, quite short championships, Ryan. So before you know it, we'll be into the next season. So there's never a reason not to join in and get some races under your belt.
Yeah, absolutely. So short, sharp seasons. We've just kicked off. Essentially, we rotate every 2 weeks with a different championship type. That is, we're running 2 championships at the moment. This GT3 that you're watching right now on ACC, and we've also started a Renault Clio Cup series on the Old Faithful ahead of Orsa, which I'm very much has been excellent. But I'm very much looking forward to the next round at Thruxton coming up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thruxton's going to be a thrill a minute, I can tell you that for free. It's going to be killing everybody's front left tire. So it's just going to produce some fantastic racing for sure as everybody slips and slides their way around. And of course, the best part of all simracing.gp has finally put in reverse grids, so we're able to do a reverse grid race. And as we saw in round 1, it was just absolutely phenomenal to do a reverse grid race.
Yeah, it really does make for exceptionally good close racing in a single make series. The drivers, it's a single division where the drivers' skills are brought close together. It just really does produce some really great racing.
Absolutely.
Just under 4 minutes left of quali.
Track is still fast.
It is still fast.
And we've still got Ross at the top, not quite able to break into the 1 minute mark, but still 0.03 of a second separating Michael Roux and himself. You can see Hardest Boyser now really trying to put the hammer down in that BMW we know is synonymous with Hardest now.
So reportedly up half a second on his best lap according to my timings. So it's definitely improving here, and that should be enough to jump at least 1 place, possibly 2.
Yeah, all important, crucial chicane there at the end. As we watch him come across the start-finish line, where is he going to jump up to?
I think it's going to be 5th. Yeah.
Yeah, to 5th, and closes that gap down. So great to see. There's only a second separating the top 6, well actually 7/10 separating the top 6.
Just full neck up there. I'm going to jump to Fridge Finley, who's currently up on his delta by 0.1, 0.2, fluctuating. Which I think he needs to dig a slightly deeper if he's going to jump 1 more position above Roxanne.
That's the Venomworks livery. I think he's running the new one. It's very nice. The yellow design livery. Jonathan doing a phenomenal job on the liveries once more. Yeah, he's just absolutely legendary at liveries these days. Well, not these days. He has been for a very, very long time. As always, I should say.
Yeah. Just while we're going around, just another good reason to come and race with SimRace Africa. We are hosted on simracing.gb platform, quite a popular one, well known by now. And they are running what they are calling the Drive to Win competition, where simply just by rocking up and driving, you're automatically entered into this. For the next 3 months it runs, and anyone can win. It's essentially a bit of a lucky draw, but the more you race, the higher chances you have of being handed out those prizes. So come and race. We've got a little ad hoc this Wednesday on a Assetto Corsa with those little Ligear baguette delivery boxes. And then otherwise, yeah, the Renault clear, we've still got spots open. GT3, we've got spots open, yeah. So don't worry about being misplaced in terms of skill levels or anything. We run multiple divisions, so yeah, just come and sign up.
As you were saying that, Hannes van Wyk has now got himself into provisional pole with just 1 minute remaining, breaking into under the 2 minute mark, I should say, 1:59.8. Great time. He's just gone back. No, he won't. I think
Ross is almost 0.1 up on his delta, which is not going to be enough to improve either at this point.
No, we'll certainly not grab another position. Yeah, and I don't think he's going to get another lap in. 35 seconds remaining, and he's just coming around the sort of second third of the track now. Ardis Boyser also in the pits. Having decided that that's the best he can do. Jeremy de Villiers as well. So some of these drivers deciding that's it. Track's still fast. We didn't tick over to optimum.
Yeah.
Certainly not where it's going to make a difference. I don't know if anybody...
Oh, we had a big slide. Oh, I was about to... it's going to sound glad it wasn't a commentator's curse. I was about to say he was up almost 0.3 on his best lap. He was flying, but clearly pushing the limits a little too hard there and got slippy and into the wall.
That's really unfortunate. I bet if it was optimum, he would have been easily through that corner without sliding. Yep.
Jason Luck, he is doing well here on this lap. He's up almost 0.3 on his best. And that will improve him a position, at least. Let's see if he can carry through to the line through the final chicanes. He's still up. Oh, we lost a little bit of time there. This might be close as he rounds the final corner. Clock is on 0-0, so everyone crossing the line now. This is the last chance, and it is not enough to improve. I think he lost a bit of time in that final chicane.
Ross Bartle did improve by a 10th, but not enough for pole. So we've got Hannes van Wyk on provisional pole next. Mike LaRue has
up 0.4 on his best,
which would be enough to challenge Hannes, certainly. So this could be a pole lap we're seeing here, right?
This could be.
And he's definitely getting the best of the conditions, that's for certain.
Yeah, he's timed it to perfection here, I think.
I know the track does say fast. Obviously, it does evolve slowly over time. It's not a switch that completely flicks. Nice and tidy through the last chicane.
He's lost some time. It's now dropped to 0.25, 0.3. So it might be enough to secure a second position, but I think Hannes's provisional pole is safe for now. Let's see as he crosses the line. And it's enough to get him second, yeah, but not dethrone Hannes's pole position.
Okay, so a fantastic result for Hannes. Job not done yet, but that's a great result for Hannes, followed by Mike and then Ross Bartle. 1, 2, 3 Ford, and both Venomworks, I think, in 1 and 2, which is great to see the Venomworks guys doing so well.
All right, while we have this cooldown, I'm going to hop to a 2-minute ad break. Don't go anywhere. Right, we are back and drivers are rolling, following their final configurations in the pits. And once we get all the way around, we will be rolling. But now, the weather forecast looks dry for now. It is a 75-minute race we're in for tonight, and we can only really see about half an hour into the future in terms of the weather forecast. But certainly that first half hour looks to be dry.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of guys out there that are breathing a sigh of relief without the prospect of rain, certainly to start with. But what we have seen in the past, Ryan, is that this pace lap can be extremely deceptive. And as you go across the line, suddenly the weather forecast changes.
Yeah.
So just keep a weather eye out for that to possibly happen. Not expecting it, but you never know. As usual, the guys warming their tires through the brakes, not through weaving.
Yeah. The track conditions, or grip level, should I say, are currently at green, so it's certainly not quick. Drivers are going to need to be quite careful on the opening lap, certainly T1.
Yeah, so it must have been raining in the interim
Between quali and race, yeah.
Between quali and race, which is what's caused us to go back to a green track. It's obviously dry, but all the rubber's been washed away, and with the temperature so low, 20 degrees track temperature is pretty darn low. While you won't overheat your tires very easily, which the Mustang guys will be quite happy about, what they won't be happy about, and what everyone won't be happy about, is the low temperature is more likely to give you graining on your tires. So that's as bad as overheating tires, really. So I wouldn't be surprised to see all the Mustangs taking tires halfway through the race. I think that's going to be the way forward here. Whether or not the Ferrari and Lamborghini, those mid-engine cars, can make it all the way to the end, we'll have to see on that one. The BMW as well, I would imagine, would take tires, being the other front-engine car. Jason Luck in the Porsche. Yeah, not sure what's going to happen there with his tires. Fronts will be the problem there, and then if anything, and then the McLaren, of course, another mid-engine car, is another possibility for not taking tires. We'll have to see how it all plays out, how quickly the track evolves. The way this stays like this, we will eventually get to optimum. But I would imagine it's going to take us at least 20 minutes to do so, if not longer. And these guys are going to need a track that's at least fast before the track condition itself stops any kind of graining. But the temperature is always going to be an issue there. So we'll have to see how we go. These guys are now coming side by side, 2 by 2.
Yep.
Getting ready for
getting into that final Theo chicane.
I do see Moritz is in the pits for some reason.
Yes, indeed. He will be taking a pit lane start.
Bit of Elf on the Shelf. Now get ready for Moritz in the pits. And now we're about to go racing, Ryan. This is what we're here for.
Hold on to your hats.
As you pointed out, 3 Venom Works in the top 4 with a Black Owl Sim Sports in the mix there. Waiting for that green, waiting for the green. Should be coming up any moment now.
Pit window is open. Green light, give it all you got.
Oh, that Lamborghini's got a flying start. Look at Van Rensburg go.
Shots away, yeah. That's it.
So close, almost takes his teammate out, almost takes out Mike LaRue, but it looks like Ross Bartle has profited from that.
He's managed to snag second, yeah.
Yeah, I snuck up into second. Van Rensburg having to settle back into 4th position, where he started.
Jason Luck in the Porsche getting quite squiggly at the back there. And, fortunately managed to keep going. Yeah. The entire field's managed to get away quite cleanly.
Oh, no, Finley. Oh, good slide.
What a save, though.
Great drift. being currently sandwiched between Krocump and Vonderveld. Krocump must have had a bit of a problem off the start. I seem to remember he was a little bit higher up.
Yeah, not sure what happened to Brett there on the start. But yeah, not something you want to be doing a lot on the Mustang's tires, drifting, that is.
Even though it might be good fun.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's big smiles.
But it's great to see that everybody's got away nice and cleanly. Some good, tight, hard racing. But you know, everybody giving the space, Alonso style. And yeah, it's great to see. We've still got 1, 2, 3 Mustangs, but now you know the order has been slightly changed up with Ross Bartle getting that position through the first couple of corners, and is you know, looks to be gaining a little bit on Van Veek at the moment. Mike LaRue just dropping off the back of Ross. Will be very happy with that. Won't be wanting to give anybody a tow down the straight whatsoever. With the green track, these guys are going to have to be watching out through 130R. Going to be very easy to get the car super sideways and off the track, especially as you're on tires that are not up to pressure or temperature properly as yet. Looks like Van Rensburg is trying to challenge LaRue, or it looked like that through the chicane.
Yeah, I just
They
had a
seem
little
to
bit of a look.
yeah. Sorry, other way around. LaRue challenging Van Rensburg, although actually has no. That's Mark going up a position. Sorry, that's Mark up a position. Yeah, so Mark through the chicane, managing to get a position on Mike LaRue. So that's obviously an inter-team battle going on. So we've now got a Lamborghini in third position. Great to see a little bit of variety. And it does look like Moritz has got going from the pits. You can see him just on the map there, winding his way through the S's at the moment. But the pack is very close. So we're going to have to watch out for drivers getting getting track cut penalties. I mentioned it earlier in qualifying. Quite easy to do to invalidate your lap, but then of course in the race it becomes more critical, where it's very easy to get drive-throughs, stop-goes, all sorts of things going on. So these drivers are going to have to watch out with an hour and 10 minutes at least still to go in this race. You're going to have to manage those sweeties, so to speak, and not beat them up all in the first few minutes.
Yeah, three strikes, and then next time you get issued a penalty, which is usually a drive-through if I'm not mistaken, depending on the extent of the cut.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, the drivers are able to mitigate it somewhat by just coming off the throttle slightly, that sort of thing, making sure they don't go quicker. Oh, Groenewald getting on the dirt on the inside of 130R. That is brave. Oh, Jason Luck running.
Yeah, and
running very deep.
Groenewald to be certainly very much on the attack, but Fritz Finley is looking to come through as well. It looked like he was quite racy there.
Yeah, Krocump as well. So I think what's happened is caught Martin out slightly. He wasn't able to get back on the power as early as he would want to, and that has allowed Findlay and Krocump to join this.
Look up the inside. We see a Porsche. It's argy-bargy. Sorry, I thought it was the Porsche. It was the purple of Fritz Findlay coming through.
Yeah, another Venworks driver now. Krocump having a go as well. You know, it doesn't matter where you are in one of our divisions, you're undoubtedly going to find yourself in a battle. These guys are giving it absolutely everything. No such thing as looking after tires here tonight, I can tell you that.
Not at this rate, with these drivers battling down
Jason getting very sideways, or looked like from that angle very sideways in that Porsche. And Krocump in the background as well.
Yeah. Very untidy on exit there, just heading into that the hairpin curve. Can't remember if it has an official name or not, but yeah, the hairpin.
I mean, all these drivers can just absolutely smell blood. It's like you're chumming for sharks or something out there. These guys, you know, get a sniff of something, and you know their blood is up, and they are going to take every opportunity that comes their way. Speaking of, Ross Bartle now very close to the back of Hannes van Wyk. That looks much closer than 4/10. There it is, 2/10 of a second now. Running in the dirty air, got to be careful through 130R. Looks like Ross backs off very, very slightly there, just to make sure he doesn't make a mistake. And running deep, oh, that's unfortunate. That will have lost Ross some time. I think he's going to fall back to around 7/10 of a second. Behind Hannes now as they cross the start-finish line, and that tower updates. See where it goes to. 6/10, close to 7/10 of a second. So, have to come back and try again, Ross.
Yeah. And
Go to the back,
jump.
go to the fridge area.
Yeah.
So Stroud there, Findlay, and
Bit of a
behind them,
gap bridge that's opened up to Martin Groenewold's.
because they're battling now, Groenewold and Luck and Procamp. So it looks like Groenewold's got through on Luck, using the power of that Mustang down the start finish straight. And of course, remember, the Mustang does get out the corner, out the slow corners very nicely. We saw that at Watkins Glen, coming up and over the hill, that tight right-hander. Mustang does get good drive out of there. So Martin using that to his advantage, gaining a position, and now looking to challenge Fridge Findlay. Looks like he is catching Fridge there. And Procamp will be next in line to try have a go as we go through the Degners on board with
Fighting the wheel there, Jason, in the portrait. Just trying to keep it on track as we head into the hairpin.
You can see Martin definitely has the pace on Luck though as he runs wide. That's very wide through the chicane. He's lying. Look how much quicker that Mustang is than the Porsche.
Brett Crickham is going to look for a move here. He swings up the inside and gets a smidgen of overlap, but it's not enough.
Yeah.
He has
Feels
to
like
back out of
Jason.
it.
Feels like Jason Luck's a bit of a sitting duck here. At some point, Crocamp is going to make a move. Almost doesn't need the slipstream. Coming alongside through 130R, they're going to go side by side through the fastest corner on the track. Sweeps around the outside. Brett Crocamp keeps it on the track as
Has
well.
the grip to keep it in. Yeah. Excellent move.
Great move there by Brett Crocamp. So they're all past Jason Luck now, and Groenewold looking to try and attack Findlay, but at the moment that gap does look like it's oh no, it's about 0.3 of a second. So Martin has closed up to Fridge. A little bit of a yo-yo battle going on here. Oh, look, Martin's just much quicker than Fridge in very specific sections of the track. And then Fridge seems to have the legs on others, so it's going to be interesting.
Possibly a slightly different car setup, benefiting one type of set of sectors versus another. The Fridge, I think, had to do a little bit of correcting there. And there's some contact made.
That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Martin pulling over and letting.
It does look like he's waiting, yeah.
So yeah, that's unfortunate. Trying to make a move through that section is always going to be very, very difficult. It's so tempting when you have the overrun. Look at that, Martin being an absolute gentleman, acknowledging his mistake, letting Fridge back through. Not too much damage, of course. They've lost time, but we all live and learn, and we want to see good racing. And kudos for that, indeed.
Back up to
Sean
Sean
Bingham.
Yeah.
One of our only 2 Ferraris here tonight, Ryan.
Indeed. Sad to see, because for those of you who know me, I have quite the affiliation to Ferrari. But good to see that Sean Bingham is challenging for a podium here. Looking quite good. He's up on his best lap with by about 0.2, 0.3 of a second.
Yeah, so after doing very well in qualifying, Hannes van Wyk, sorry, not Hannes van Wyk, Mike LaRue isn't quite showing as much pace in the race as I would have thought. He's not being able to keep on the back of Van Rensburg and Bartel.
So
Although
Sean crosses the line now, and it will be a 2:02 dead, which is, I think, his best lap of the race so far.
something we've actually missed, I believe, Ryan, is Bartel taking the lead. So I think Bartel was behind Mike LaRue at one stage. I'm sure that was the case. So off the start, Bartel was in third, managed to work his way up into into second, keeping Van Rensburg in fourth. And was it Van Wyk that he got, or was it LaRue? I can't remember who it was. But then Bartel was definitely running second behind one of the Fords, and now we've got Bartel and Van Rensburg. So a mistake has been made, and I believe it's by Mike LaRue. I believe it's LaRue who's made the mistake. That Benin works.
Mike's definitely slipped back. Yeah, we didn't catch that on camera, unfortunately, but possibly just a mistake all on his own. I didn't see enough time lost to warrant sort of an incident.
Yeah, we'll have to speculate, unfortunately. So apologies for missing that, but we were enjoying the battle at the sort of back of the field between those three. So yeah, but now Bartel with the fastest lap of the race as well. You can see that with the purple icon.
2:01.3.
So that's that's about a second and a bit off qualifying pace.
Yeah.
At the moment, track is still green, by the way. So we've been racing for almost 15 minutes now, and the track hasn't even progressed.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot colder than what it was in quali. I think we were seeing almost 24 to 27 temps earlier. That's only around 20 now. It's a significant margin colder.
I'm not seeing the weather forecast change much either, Ryan. Just from
yet.
Looks like those are all just clouds, and there's no sort of raindrops in those icons.
Yeah, so for now the rain is staying away, but it's still cold and not a lot of grip out there just yet.
It's definitely the closest battle on track at the moment. That Ferrari should be very good through the twisty S's.
It's a significant margin or number of straightaways. I think it could be yet another good matchup. Come through the Degner curves under the bridge. Heading up to the hairpin. Let's see how Sean Bingham can close up on Mike LaRue. Put that power down before the Mustang can stretch its legs. Mike LaRue's on a cracker of a lap though. He's up almost 0.2 of a second on his best lap, so he's doing well to recognize the pressure from Bingham behind.
Recognize and respond, and then of course in turn starting to put some pressure on Mark van Rensburg.
Mark's still doing very good lap times. His last was a 2:02.51. Mike's last was a 2:02 dead. So we'll have to see as they're rounding the final chicane corners now.
Looks like Bingham ran very wide through 130R, so I wouldn't be surprised if he got a track cut for that.
Was that someone off in the background? No, I think it's just
coming. Just coming through that chicane. Sometimes can look deceptive, especially as these guys are often dipping a left wheel into the dirt there. A lot of trail braking you can see going on through turns 1 and 2. Mark van Rensburg looking very squirrely on the exit of 2 as they go into the S's. So clearly pushing extremely hard, all of these drivers, leaving nothing on the table that they possibly can.
Further down in the other Ferrari on track, Nick, is Jeremy de Villiers for de Villiers Motorsports.
That's a good little livery, that. I haven't actually seen
the iconic black and green for de Villiers Motorsport. They've run that for a few years now in different streams, of course.
I just don't know why I haven't seen the signature on the side. That's a very nice touch, and on the bonnet, of course.
They might have enlarged them, I think, from what I recall.
Good move then, because I can actually see it. It looks fantastic.
But yeah, certainly doing well now up in P7.
Another yellow design livery as well. I can see you can always tell, guys. You can always tell a yellow design livery just by the tips of the wing. And If you're looking for a livery, highly recommend you get in contact with them. Pay a few randellas and you will get a absolutely world-class livery.
Just going to jump on board here with Martin Quinnevold, who's recording 0.3 seconds behind Fridge. Finley.
They still are having a great race, actually.
Yep.
I'm loving this. I'm loving this little battle. Again, Black Owl Sim Sports against Venomworks.
That's certainly a bit of a rivalry here in Division 1. A strong representation from both teams.
Yeah, kind of the last two large teams, shall we call them, left at SRSA for the moment. That can of course change very, very quickly. But great to see these guys going absolutely hammer and tongs. Roxanne Bartle in 8th position, having so far fantastic race, keeping her nose clean.
Yep.
And just getting her head down and getting on with it. It's great. That's really great to see. Rox really needs to get a nice solid performance under her belt, get that confidence up. So I can tell you now for free, she will not be worried about having a, should we call it a quiet race tonight if it means a decent position. That's absolutely what she needs. But having said that, De Villiers up the road. She keeps up this pace, could be on his rear wing very soon.
Could be. Her last lap was her best lap of the race so far, so certainly looking to a good improvement in pace. It also seems like very consistent lap times, just looking back over the last few, which is a really good thing. If you want to make up positions, it's improving upon a lap time, but also nice and consistent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just going to jump back to Sean Bingham now. The battle for third. Hannes van Beek has closed this gap up to Sean Bingham. He's also on one of his best laps of this race. He manages to just put in one, should I say. Looking to pile the pressure onto Sean Bingham again. There's a puff of smoke as they clip the inside of that corner.
We've seen Van Veek and Bingham battle over the last few seasons. Interesting to see how this one turns out. We've often seen Hannes with really excellent pace, some really being able to turn in some extremely quick laps, but then possibly not have as much consistency as Bingham, whereas Bingham is the guy who just bangs in that lap after lap after lap. And is a bit of a metronome in that sort of respect. So it's always interesting to see how it turns out. Almost two different styles, shall we say?
Now it's funny how you can actually pick out certain driver styles on track.
Just by watching them over the years, you kind of get the sense from their almost car body language, shall we say. These guys are very close to each other now. Goodness, what is this? Is this second to fifth? I believe these four cars with Ross checking out a little bit, 6.6 seconds ahead, unless he starts to make mistakes. Close to the edge of the track there, as we were on board with Hannes on the back of this four-car train. Lamborghini, Mustang, Ferrari, Mustang. little multi-manufacturer battle going on here.
Good showing up front. I just love that there's a Lamborghini up front too. Bad that it's very competitive. Mark van Rensburg has been a long time favourite of the Lambo. Still pedaling it hard well. Just looked like a little bit sideways and squiggly there, as Mark corrects. Aggressive over those curbs into Degner. Look at the three behind him though, in the background.
I love it when we get a battle like this. So now, of course, Van Rensburg allowed to break away a little bit as those three start to squabble. Of course, if you're either LaRue or Bingham, you've got to both attack and defend at the same time. Whereas, at least if you're Van Wyk, you're only thinking about attacking, and if you're Van Rensburg, you're only thinking about defense and possibly, of course, trying to pull away.
It's definitely the most difficult place to be, is that meat in that sandwich.
Yeah, for sure.
And, maybe a little bit of team assistance could help here. If Mark LaRue, maybe, I don't know how much the tow is in effect with these GT3s, maybe not too much, but certainly trying to get away from Sean Bingham is Mark LaRue. And although he's Scott Heinous behind with also the team, maybe there's some team orders to back the pack up a little.
Van Wyk's also Venom Works as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Goodness, so Bingham really is finding himself in the Viper's pit here between all these Venom Works guys. Ooh, drive through. Bridge friendly.
Bridge.
That must be for track cuts.
Oh yeah, because he wouldn't have attempted a pit stop yet. So, yeah, I think he's the first to have run out of the sweeties.
Yep, it does seem that way, and I think speeding in the pit lane would have got you a stop-go 30 or something.
Ooh, running very wide there.
Bingham up the inside,
and that's allowed Bingham to get a little bit over, but it almost looks like he had to back out of it. Come on, camera.
Yeah, he ran onto the curb there as well, which deeply unsettled the car. Florey did not like that one little bit. Very unfortunate for Fridge to have a drive-through, especially so early in the race. You can come back from it, but it's just so difficult. With an hour and 15, the drive-through is a little bit of a nail in the coffin. Bingham got a great run on LaRue here, but just look at the Mustang's power. It just pulls away.
Oh, he's running so wide there, and that's lost my position.
I think Van Wyk had a great run on him. Bingham tried to carry too much speed through 130 odd, undefended.
Understeer basically, and couldn't keep it on track.
It's incredible to think we're almost half an hour in, and the track is still green.
Certainly not improving anytime quickly.
I mean, it's obviously a function of the fact that there's only 14, and say only, we intentionally all this way, but there's only 14 cars on the track in Div1, so of course the evolution
of rubber being laid down.
Yeah, exactly. If we had a sort of old 30 cars on the track like we used to, obviously you get a lot more carnage, but the track will change. Though you can see rubber starting to go down, so I wouldn't be surprised if this track changes to fast in the next few minutes. Bridge is serving his drive-through penalty, so you can see him coming out of the pits very soon.
Interesting, he seemed to almost pull into his pit boxes as opposed to staying in the pit lane there, but definitely didn't do any stopping. Oh, he's got an SG30 now.
Oh,
that's
no,
for speeding.
Fridge.
It must have been either an entry or exit.
I think that'll be an entry.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
gone
most
from
likely where you get that wrong.
bad to worse for Fridge Findley tonight. Fortunately, bad luck. And over the rear wing now, Mike LaRue onto that battle for fourth position as Hannes is currently trying to defend from that Ferrari of Sean Bingham. Very sideways Hannes, and he runs a little wide as a result, but no real time lost.
Very on brand.
Closing up there very well under braking. To that final chicane.
Didn't work.
And
You see Bingham just
menacing in there, yeah, trying to
Yeah.
have a little look. Oh, he's run off the track.
goodness. I thought that was a netco.
No, yeah, it looked like he
was a
just
ping thing.
got completely loose there.
How did he
Very
manage to
interesting,
stay?
yeah. On a near straight.
I would have thought that was a ticket to the barriers for sure. And somehow it didn't allow Bingham through either.
Yeah, he seemed to not lose too much time from that. Managed to keep it going in a straight line. But that must have been a bit of a brown pants moment.
Very much so. Hasn't taken him long to catch up to LaRue though.
No. Just well.
Markle does continue to pull away, 7.2 the gap now. He's probably pulling away at around 10th or 2 a lap. Fridge Findlay back in the pits, hopefully he doesn't speed again this time. Oh, Van Veek up the inside. What's going on there? Is Bingham going to get in there? LaRue? So I think Van Veek has now got LaRue. One of them went incredibly deep into that chicane. Part of me wonders about team orders, but we don't have a team championship this season, so I don't know why that would have occurred. Unless Van Veek really feels that he has the pace to go and catch Van Rensburg, and LaRue is saying, "Well, listen, bud, I just don't have the raw pace in me tonight. You go for it. You see if you can catch that Lambo." It does look like it certainly looks like Van Veek has the pace on LaRue, because even in the slipstream it doesn't look like it's closing up LaRue enough.
Yeah, Hannes' last lap was a 2:03.6 versus Mike's of a 2:04.3.
If you just go down to 9th, it looks like Brett Krokkamp and Roxanne Bartle are about to be having a pretty big battle here.
Both drivers running a little wide and clipping some dust, but
Using all the track and more. Fridge Findlay has, I think, left.
looks like he's retired, yeah.
Yeah, unsurprising there given the amount of penalty. Unfortunate to lose Fridge, but we'll see him back for the next round for sure. No doubt. Stronger than ever. Fridge does tend to have some absolutely stellar races here at Sim Race SA. He's due one for sure. Brett getting very
Twice, yeah.
Wow! I mean, you can get track cuts there as well, so he's got to be very careful. Definitely eager to get past Roxanne.
He's defending brilliantly, holding that inside nicely.
Bingham also all over the back of LaRue, it looks like, from the tower. 1/10 between them at the point that they last crossed the line, or the timing line. The problem is that Ferrari just doesn't have the legs on the straight, so I don't know where he's going to manage to find a place to effect an overtake.
I think the closest I've seen these drivers come is after Degner's heading into that hairpin curve. But very quickly you're out to another bit of a straight race. So it's difficult for Ferraris out there tonight, I think.
Yeah, that's for sure. So we've got this three-way battle.
I have just seen the
and
track
we've got-
progress too fast, Nick.
Ah, okay. So we could be seeing these times start to come down as well. Certainly when we go to the next set of tires, I am going to guess the guys are going to be coming in around the 40-minute mark, 35-minute left, 40-minute left, 35-minute left mark. Looks like Roxanne has broken away slightly from Croker towards the end of that lap.
Yep, just relieved a little bit of the pressure now. We love this new custom livery that Anthony Moritz is sporting on camera right now.
Yeah, it's a good looking car right there.
South African flag emblazoned on the roof and some zebra stripes in and around as well. This is the closest battle on track right now. Yeah, Brett's closed up again on Roxanne Bartle.
Now looking to make a move into the first corner, I'm sure. Both equally powered. I don't think Brett's quite got.
He's
Looking
looking
to
up
make
the
a move.
inside, but yeah, has to
Alright.
leave
Showing
behind
his
for now.
nose.
Into the S's, there's a little bit of an overlap. Big overlap actually now.
This could get very spicy very quickly. We've seen Martin and Fridge making contact. These guys going side by side through the
That's
S's.
really good
You
space
really-
left by both drivers.
Yeah, you don't see that happening very often at all. Fantastic driving by both of them to give each other the space.
Yep, and Roxanne is managing to stay ahead for now as they hit Degner curve. Oh, sorry, that's before. It's the Dunlop curves now, and then Degner clattering over the curbs underneath the bridge.
Brett really piling onto the pressure on Roxanne at the moment. Taking a very straight line.
Patience on the wheel. I think he had to
Goodness.
collect that, and you can see the gap that's open to Roxanne. Obviously, a bit of an accordion as well. But let's see how close he manages to get braking into the final chicane. After this
I don't know.
little bit of a lift, sparks flying. Roxanne's running a little wide.
Yeah,
Hopefully no
bouncing
track
over that
cuts.
inside curve. I
Really
think
aggressive over the curbs here. Does seem to unsettle the Mustang. Oh, he's into the pits, Brent Kirkham. He's pulled out of that one. Brakes before the line, no risk of a speeding fine there, it looked fine. And a couple of drivers coming in. I think that's James Stroud in the foreground.
Yeah, I think this is going to start to really trigger some pit stops here this evening.
Yeah, approaching the halfway mark. A little bit of a perhaps an undercut attempt there by Brett Kirkham. Just trying to put
Yeah,
the
'cause
forwards
remember
to anyone
going-
else.
Yeah, going on to new tyres early. Fast track now instead of green, so your your tire wear won't be as bad in your second stint. So pitting a little bit early and getting the undercut is really not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, it seems very sensible. Just a quick shout out and chat to Rudy on rails. Hey Rudy, that indeed was some racing. Howdy to Nico.
Sorry, I was going to say very seldom you see guys going side by side through the S's. And have it not end in tears as well.
I was going to say, very impressive to be incident-free there. That was some great racing. Brett's got to stop go.
Oh my goodness, more speeding in the pits and drifting out the...
It's undone all of the hard work. That's very costly. Brett will be kicking himself.
Advantage Roxanne.
Indeed. Right, back up to the front now. Mark van Rensburg trying to chase down Ross. His last lap was a 2:02.45. Ross's last is a 2:02.14. So Ross still pulling away. But behind, Hannes van Beek's last was a 2:02.0 dead. So Hannes having a slight edge, but he is 4-ish seconds behind.
We're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
Just in the background there, as we look over the rear wing of Hannes van Beek, we'll see Mike Rue in his Mustang trying to chase down, and behind him Sean Bingham. You might see in the foreground, just there into picture frame now, the blue Ferrari.
Yes, while we're going through... Oh, we've got another stop-go.
Indeed, Anthony Moritz, it looks like another speeding in the pit lane penalty. That has to be avoiding action from Mark Rue, and that sent him off. That was a very unsafe rejoin, although I don't want to place blame on necessarily Moritz.
No, because he'd gone past the exit
line,
and he was ahead, so theoretically it's up to Michael Rue to work his way through, but of course neither of them they're not battling for position there. Of course Moritz probably distracted as well by the stop-go penalties. Just an unfortunate incident, I would call that one.
Yeah, and it does look like contact was avoided, but Mike definitely had to leave track there. Certainly lost a bunch of time.
Yeah, I didn't spin or anything. Bingham wasn't able to take.
He's closed up the gap, but yeah, not able to claim a position.
Roxanne Bartle now in the pits. Let's see if Roxy is able to avoid the stop-go penalty hammer, where we had Fridge get one, Moritz get one, Crocump get one, and Stroud is the only man who's managed to pit and not get a penalty so far. Fridge should have stuck around. He could be winning this race.
Yeah.
Okay, Rox is out and no penalty.
Good job,
actually, sorry, it's cleared. No, it's cleared. Out. Yeah, now we get safe as houses. Rox, well done. Well done.
running a little squiggly and wide over the curbing there, Sean Bingham.
Well, could be a track cut, that one. I'm very intrigued to see how many drivers can make it to the end at this rate without incurring the wrath of the stewards for track cuts.
Hop down to James Stroud, who is this little position onto the back of Roxanne.
So the undercut looks like it's had a good effect here, because James pitted before Rox.
Yeah. It has, that gap is all the way down.
And of course Rox will be trying to get her tyres up to temperature and, more importantly, pressure.
James's would be switched on by now.
Yep, definitely. Arguably also easier to switch on a mid-engine car, because you're putting the same pressure through all 4 tyres or very close to it. Typically, I would be expecting Roxanne to be experiencing a little bit more understeer from the front engine car, because those tyres won't get up to speed as quickly as the rears. That would be my expectation. I'm not saying it's guaranteed to be the case. Of course, dependent on many things, such as setup and so on. Oh, getting very close in the braking
very
zone.
deep there. Oh, a little bit of a cut in that final chicane. One needs to run a deep risk of a cut there.
Amazing what you'll do when you're desperate for a position, though, Ryan. Take all sorts of risks.
Costly mistakes can creep in. It's a pity we can't see how many strikes each driver is on. It would be really interesting to see who needs to sort of drive a little bit more conservatively versus who can push.
And who's willing to throw caution to the wind.
Yeah.
Just go for it. If you're on one, who's in the pits?
That's Mike LaRue's just pulled out, released Sean Bingham into clean air, I guess.
Sean's really going to need to put the hammer down now if he wants to try and
especially
make an
staying
overtake.
out. Yeah.
So who have we got who hasn't pitted? Okay, so most people actually haven't pitted at this stage.
Yeah, I saw
With
the majority
half an
of the
hour
field. That's running a lot later than I thought they would.
I'm very surprised, particularly with the Fords. I wonder if
most Fords,
Martin's in and Mike is in. Both of them have just gone into the pits.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if Ross has put that much fuel in that he can go
long.
this long. Maybe he's. I don't know. Let's see how long Martin's stationary for. Maybe we can get an idea of whether or not he's taking tires. Because if you're going to take tires, surely you want a 50-50 this thing.
Yeah. The tires, I think it's around about a 30-second stop.
The only other thing I can think of is these drivers are worried about the weather, and therefore, obviously you want that 30-minute
to be clear before you pit. Yeah, that is a good call. We'll be approaching that very soon.
Yeah, you see, Martin wasn't stationary for all that long. I wonder if he's just not taking tires.
Just filled up with fuel.
Bartle in the pits.
On the 30. And that's released Mark van Rensburg into the new original race leader.
Of course, that won't stay, or certainly not guaranteed to stay that way, given that he's got to take a pit stop himself. Definitely around Suzuka, track position is absolutely king here. So undercut is a great idea. Trying to run long, yeah, I'm not so sure, unless you're planning on not taking tires, and he's literally fueled the car as much as he can, splash and dash, 1 liter type of vibe.
Which is so risky when it's going to be cold and potential rain.
Yeah,
I'd
I
be
agree.
very surprised if that was the strategy going in.
May just have made an absolutely bold call, but
Yeah.
it could.
It paid off handsomely.
Yeah, you never know. So we're waiting for our top 6 still to jump into the pits. Porsche, Ferrari, BMW, Ferrari, Ford, and Lamborghini. So all of the other Fords have taken a pit stop, Ryan. It's just Hannes. who's,
As we speak, he's in. There you go.
Okay, so all the Fords and the one McLaren, they've all pitted. Everybody else seems to think they can go a little bit longer here.
I'm very intrigued to see how far Mark can stretch this Lambo's tires and fuel situation.
I mean, remember that the Lambo and Ferraris, they are mid-engine. If anybody could stretch the tires, it's definitely them. You know, the Porsche as well, typically not, I believe, not super hard on the tires. And Jason Luck has got so much experience in that car now that he's probably quite used to managing his Porsche's tires.
It's true, he's got a lot of experience in that car.
And now that we're seeing some of the pit stops shake out, we're not seeing too many battles on track, unfortunately, because of it, especially as we're waiting for a whole bunch. So Ross, we're unsure about whether or not he's taken tires. Interesting to see if the track even gets to optimal by the end of the race.
What did it take to go from green to fast? 40 minutes?
Yeah, around there.
Marked at the deaths. Fast hot laps at the end. Mike LaRue has just clocked the fastest lap of the race at 1.05. Pedaling his Mustang around.
So it's about 1/10.5 quicker than Bartle, from what I remember. De Villiers is in now in the Ferrari. First of the Ferraris to blink.
These cars looking showroom fresh still.
Yeah, we haven't seen much contact tonight, which is great to see. That's awesome. But I think Suzuka, being the nature that it is, it's quite, can be quite difficult to get a lot of battles going given the dirty air
Yeah.
you have following through. Particularly Sector 1, actually.
Riders also looking to go long here in the BMW, it seems. Okay, so Bingham's out and looks to be ahead of Bartle. No. Sorry, timing power is just updated. That gap is still quite large, 12, 11 seconds. Bingham to Bartle. And Mark is in the pits. He's wondering if he was going to come in this lap. Let's see how long his pit stop is when he pulls to a stop. All these stops will be painfully slow to the drivers. Just sitting there. It seems to be a full 30-second tyre swap here.
Just surprising given that there's only 20 minutes left. You're not going to get the benefit of those tyres for very long.
Perhaps not. Speculation, but that was near 30 seconds on the dot. Just over.
So where's Bartle now? Okay, we're going to have this tower update again.
So Bartle's currently in P4, about 3.8 seconds behind Jason Luck, who has yet to pit.
There it is. Now the tower's updating properly. There we go. Bartle in third. So Bartle still retains the lead.
Yeah.
It just looked a bit strange for a moment there.
They had to wait for the sectors to be crossed to update.
Yeah, we'll have to see kind of what the gap is. There we go. So about 16 seconds to Bingham, but Bingham has definitely gained. We'll have to see what happens when Hardest Boyser comes in. But yeah, it feels like Van Rensburg lost out heavily in that.
It seemed like a very slow stop.
I just wonder, I mean, we weren't looking at the exact lap times, but I just wonder if the undercut, so to speak, stopping halfway through has just been massively advantageous in terms of getting onto some fresh tyres, doing some, putting in some really good lap times, rather than struggling on that same set of tyres, coming in, changing them,
Yeah.
And now you got it all to do with 19 minutes left. I'm not saying it can't be done. 3 seconds between Van Rensburg and Van Wyk. And then, you know, Bingham very close. Looks like, yeah, Bingham's going to really struggle to keep Van Wyk behind him now. Look how much quicker that Mustang is in a straight line.
Potential move here. Getting into T1. Let's see what happens after the drag race down the main straight. Sean Bingham's running very defensive, very early up the inside.
Yeah, not surprised.
Got a feeling maybe if we switch the helicam that overlap's already happened and done. Yeah, sails his way. Last made it look
that
quite
Mustang
easy.
is just mad down the straights. It feels like at the moment there's almost no reason to be anything else, because as soon as you get into a battle, you're just going to come off second best. The Mustang's going to be able to car past on the straight, and then if it's through the twisties, if you're quicker, these are GT3 cars. They're pretty wide things. It's very difficult to affect anything through any kind of twisty section. So, you know, rather be in the car that's super fast. I mean, if we go all the way back to Assetto Corsa days, and certainly the early days of Assetto Corsa GT3 racing, remember the Nissan, the GTR? That was very similar. It was a boat through the corners, but it was so fast down the straights.
So strong.
Guys like Hart and those guys back in the day, they just made the most use of the power that it had.
Guru now closing up on the back of Mark van Rensburg's Lambo. Just under half a second gap. And they are approaching, I was going to say they're approaching some traffic. No, that's for all-four position. That's Sean Bingham's blue Ferrari in the foreground that we saw.
So I'm trying to work out how far behind Ross Bartle is from Douglas Racer. 17 minutes left, 23 seconds. So there's no way his hard is going to keep that position, because just the pit stop alone is going to be over 30 seconds. Although if he does a splash and dash, fair.
Yeah.
But just trying to link down the pit lane.
The length of the pit lane, yeah. Van Wyk, meanwhile, has put in the fastest lap of the race, 2:05.95. I'm sure towards the end of the race we'll see one of the first drivers go under 2 minutes. As the fuel burns off, the track continues to improve grip.
Rensburg's really all over the back of
there's
Bingham's.
contact.
Oh, that's some contact!
And Bingham's
and
off.
Sean.
Looks like he got the worst of the way there, but Van Rensburg's holding back here. I think he feels responsible. And it looks like he's going to be waiting for Bingham to recover, and there he goes. Scuffed, a little bit of flash of the lights to say sorry.
I'm surprised at just how much Bingham flew off into the barriers there. Yes, there was contact there, but it was like his car was made out of trampoline. It was he just flew off.
Unfortunately, there might be a little bit of a set of courses weakness coming through, where the car contact is a little bit unreliable in the sim, and it's easy to sort of ping pong off another car.
Yeah, he certainly had a lot of that going on there, because at slow speed, that's the slowest corner on the track, I think. And straightening up, he just absolutely blitzed off into the barrier.
Yeah. Sure,
which is a fair distance away as well.
A lot of front end damage. Let's see if we can get a good idea of how straight he's holding this wheel down the straight. Suspension seems alright. Just a significant amount of aero damage, I'm sure.
That's what I like to see. People have, you know, there's a move being made, hasn't quite worked out. Guys have given it their all. A bit of a mistake has been made.
Straight away.
Gentlemanly thing to do.
Yeah.
Give the position back, and let's go again now. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant, guys. This is awesome. This is what we love to see at Sim Race SA. This is why. The dice in racing is what we all live for. I mean, yes, we all want to win, but quite frankly, the dice is what you remember.
Struggling around that corner now, Sean, and I think it's maintained position for now. But it looked like a lot of understeer there.
I was going to say just.
Quite wide again, Sean. There's got to be a move on here. Mark has a little look but tucks back in. Great braking by both drivers. Navigating the chicane perfectly. And now there's going to be another drag race up the main straight. Can Mark get enough of a toe? Not having any sort of look, only a little bit of a look up to T1, but not enough of an overlap, not close enough yet. Super close though.
Yeah, this is great driving by both these guys now, going through the S's. Van Rensburg's really going to struggle in the dirty air, in the wash. See that car sliding through the right-hander.
He's dropped back a little bit now after that.
Yeah, you would have scrubbed.
Yeah.
You would have scrubbed it off there.
Jason Luck, meanwhile, in the Porsches, coming up on the back of James Stroud's McLaren. And there's a move here.
Oh,
That made it look very
great.
easy.
Yeah.
Excellent stuff by Jason Luck.
Jason proving me entirely 100% wrong. Saying there's never a move on through the S's. Well,
That was clinical.
that was a move. Yep, through the S's. Well done. That was a great move.
Closed up again, Mark has on the back of Sean Bingham. So just keep an eye on the Mike LaRue up front to the back of Podium Winners' BMW. There's a side-by-side action here, heading into the final chicane corner, and they're still side-by-side. Sean Bingham's going to have the inside line into T1 now, but Mark should have a better drive around the outside. And this could be an epic drag down the into T1. Sean
Bingham will have the inside line.
will.
Into
I think the
turn one.
Lambo has the legs though.
Yeah. Bingham
was a great
flashing,
move.
saying that's a great move, great driving, great battle, guys. Great battle.
Meanwhile, Jason Luck did manage to get his Porsche pedaled around James Stroud while that was happening.
Mike LaRue and Hottest Boyce look like they're pretty close together. So, of course, the BMW traditionally has been one of the fastest cars in the straight line.
In fact, Mike LaRue was behind Hardest Boyce here, so this move has happened as well while we were speaking.
Right, okay.
White
Very
bouncing
wide
over
there.
the curve. Yeah.
Once again, I'm just left wondering about track limits.
Yeah, if he kept his foot in it, that almost certainly would have been another warning.
because we're under 10 minutes now for the race left. 6:12 a.m. in game time. Of course, the pit window is open the whole time, but everybody has made their mandatory pit stop. Ross Bartle absolutely so far has just run away with this race. Really increased his lead over the pit stop window as well. Very interested to know from him if they actually took tires or not, given how late a lot of these guys stopped. I would think actually Ross would have increased his lead had he stopped at the halfway mark and taken tires, unless he hasn't taken tires, but I think he probably has.
I suspect when you have an advantage of that much, you would have opted to take tires. Looking at this battle on track now, Martin Crinovals is gaining on James Stroud consistently over the last few laps. But with 6 minutes left in the race, this might be a battle at the depth for rounding out the top 10. It's a good 6/10, 7/10 quicker lap on lap. James Stroud ahead. The last 3 and 4 laps. As they come across the line again, James Stroud will post a 203.30. Martin's at 202.26.
So 8/10.
Yeah.
So with 8/10, that, I mean, he'll be right on the back of him by the end of this lap.
Yeah, could happen even sooner than I was thinking.
And especially with the straight line speed of this Mustang, look for a move, probably 130R if he's very brave. Or will it start finish straight? Martin currently 11th, looking to jump into that top 10. It'll be a great result for him if he can do that.
Yeah, I think
Spoke about.
very happy with the P10 finish.
Yeah, definitely. We
Ooh,
spoke about.
squiggly.
Oh,
So squiggly on the exit there. James Stroud manages to collect it and keep it in a straight line. Good job. It's not going to help the tyre situation nor the gap.
definitely not. We spoke about Roxanne would probably be very, very happy for a quiet race tonight and a solid result. Well, Martin as well, definitely looking for a solid result here in Div1. But he's going to have to work his way past this McLaren.
Not many laps left to do it in, but it's certainly the opportunity is unfolding in front of us.
Yeah, and now is not the time to be having track cuts and getting a drive through either. Right, what you need now is a good exit here, Martin. Looks like the McLaren has struggled over those curbs. So Martin's going to get a better exit here. Will this be enough for a move? Go up the inside.
He's pulled
There it
out.
is. Now don't overcook it through T1. You've got the inside line, Martin.
Let's hang on. That's job done.
Job done. Great move. 3 minutes to go. Now you just got to hang on.
Great racing. A little bit further up the field, next closest battle, Mark van Rensburg on the back of Hardest Boyce.
What about Jason Luck in 9th?
Yeah, on the back of
Second.
Roxanne Bartle, you're right. And Jason is significantly quicker than Roxanne right now.
But Rox will have the straight line advantage. So see how Jason can try and work his way through. He's gonna have to make a move, make a dive move somewhere, because it's certainly not going to happen on the straights.
Let's hit the dash cam of Jason.
So you can see exactly the problem. Look at how far that Mustang is pulled away, just on this little section. But the Porsche pulls all of that back and some through this double left-hander. But now, once again, that's that raw American muscle just pulling and pulling and pulling. It's extremely frustrating inside that Porsche. Through 130 hard, just absolutely flies.
Slightest of lifts, yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Into the chicane. Well, it goes side by side. A little bit of door banging, and Roxanne is still in there, but point action. She's pulled in behind. I imagine that may or may not be a stewards and crew coming just to double check if that was all fair. But for now, Jason Luck has secured that P8 position with a minute and a half to go.
Prost Senna, anyone?
Yeah.
Regardless, it's going to be a very, very solid result for Roxanne. A very well-deserved and hard-fought result as well.
Yeah.
And Jason Luck as well, actually. That Porsche is at a serious disadvantage now in a straight line.
This is for position mark all over the back of Boyce's BMW.
Ow.
Alright, man, the leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
So here Ross Bartle start the final lap of the race.
Oh, Van Rensburg. Oh, so squirrely. Almost lost the back end there going through 130R. Just manages to get the car slowed down. Takes all of the curb and then some.
The cuts there.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got some sweeties in the bag.
Yeah, one lap to go. So now if you're going to use your sweeties, now's the time. This, of course, for 4th position. Not quite podium, but every point helps. Every point counts.
It's significant points all are in the championships this season. So every position is so valuable.
Plus, of course, there's pride
Yeah.
at stake, which is arguably much more important.
Absolutely.
Van Rensburg's so much quicker through this twisty section. But then that BMW just stretches its legs. Just keeping an eye on the track map. It looks like Ross Bartle's gone through 130R for the last time, as we see Van Rensburg having a go at Boyce on the grass slightly.
Right overlap.
Braking hard. Oh, that's contact.
desperation. That's desperate.
That's desperation as Ross Bartle crosses the start-finish line. Crocamp behind him. I think that may have been lapped. Crocamp finishes in 12th. Bartle, a fantastic win. Really, really solid result. Hannes van Beek, a great result. Fastest lap of the race as well.
Yeah, great.
For Hannes van Beek. Right to Roo. So we're going to have a Mustang 123 here tonight. Black Owl Sim Sports taking the victory, but then 2 Venom Works cars. Fantastic result for the Venom Works team tonight as well. Hard fought by Hardest Boyser in that BMW. Van Rensburg didn't quite make it. Really tried his best, but Van Rensburg is going to come across in 5th. Bingham, unfortunately, in 6th. Maybe not quite as strong a showing tonight as at Watkins. But you know, that Ferrari looking a little bit worse for wear. Definitely been in some battles tonight. So well done for Sean bringing it home. Jeremy de Villiers, the other Ferrari, nice solid result in 7th there for Jeremy. Jason Luck will come home in a very hard fought 8th in that Porsche, and Roxanne Bartle, solid result there for Rox in Div 1. She should be very proud of that one, having needed a good solid showing. Same with Martin. Great, rounding out top 10. And James Stroud, our only McLaren, coming home looking factory fresh as well.
Indeed, all the cars nice and shiny here, with the exception of a couple at the death there, I think, where desperation creeps in. But yeah, that's our race results. And that is it until we meet again. The next round of the GT3s, I believe we're off to Donington. But in between, we will be heading out to Thruxton in the Renault Clios. And lots of other fun little casual races in between. We've got a Ligia box casual on Wednesday. It's free to open, many slots still available. Looks like 10 drivers signed up so far, so quite a few left. And yeah, thanks everyone else for tuning in this evening. And thanks, Nick, for keeping me company in the booth. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ryan. It's been a fantastic race to watch. Hope you all enjoyed it, and we will see you again next time.
Yep, cheers for now. Thanks everyone. Ciao, ciao.